ESL Open Cup number 215 Grand Finals from the European region. In the top left of this best of 5 game number 1 on hard lead, we will have the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. Some of the fiercest TvZ out there belongs to the man named Clem. And Zerg, who is on a path to prove himself, I feel like, post TvZ, playing in Open Cups with his main race. He even messaged me asking when my next tournament is he wants to play. I think this guy wants to prove to the world that he is not someone to be forgotten about just because this TvZ did not quite go his way. It is Reynor from Basilisk in the bottom right corner of the map as we get this up, ready to go. And look to see just what is going to go down, see what's happening across the course of this one. I'm just trying to find an obs to follow so you guys can actually watch the game instead of me missing everything, because that is my special talent. As we get up and running, let's see what exactly is going to happen over the course of game number 1. Hard lead, it's your map, you don't see all that much. Right, this map feels like it hits the veto process a lot nowadays. One gets taken out a lot of the time, so we get to see it here in this best of 5. That is fun. See what Clem will make of it. Obviously, I think in ESL Open Cups, you use the best of 5 process of you veto once each, then you pick a map each, then you get your second veto. Which probably means that we get Equilibrium. Ellie just wants to be part of the broadcast as well. Probably means again Equilibrium is a map 2, assuming Clem vetoes Radu set. That would be my prediction. Imagine Reynor initially vetoes Hecate, Clem picks hard lead, and then we get again probably go second vetoes from there. Maybe an Oceanborn veto from Reynor after that. I guess we'll see as the maps go along which maps are here and which maps are not. That's something which I don't get to see. The Bear is going to show up and is going to start causing some trouble. As finally I was stuck following that SCV for a little bit, but the Reaper is going to get in and again just cause a couple of kills. So not a bad start. 2 Lings already, very low Reaper, so you just want to pull that back a second and make sure it doesn't actually go down. Something to be careful about. As we'll have ourselves the couple more CCs on the way through for a couple of moments. So that continues to come into play. This Reaper's still chilling out for a little while. Again, a couple more queens coming out, hatch coming up, drones are building. A little bit of everything coming through for the moment. So all of that is already being brought on into action. Away we go. This Reaper comes back out down to the south. And again, a couple of queens are going to be there to push the Reaper around again. Yeah, we've got the Roadtron coming up as well. We'll try, think about maybe a little bit of a ping. Try and get a little bit of something done. We just have some queens going to be there. Push that Reaper out pretty much immediately, so that does get shivved away for the moment. Just going to push that away for now. So far, so good. I think it's going to get it through, though, and this is going to be good damage immediately from Clem. Oh, Reynor is trying to play with this kind of style where you play without the gas early. You don't take the Ling speed. He's going to get punished. The first Hellions get in for 9 drones. Disastrous amounts of damage. That's 9 drones. Only 1 Reaper and Hellion die for this. This is really just the dream start from Clem. 1 Hellion and 1 Reaper get 9 workers. You take that any day of the week. A fantastic opening here for our Terran on hard lead, which already is the Terran map of this map pool in this series. The first pick. You got to feel pretty terrible right now as Reynor. This is not your map. This is now absolutely not your opening. This is trouble abound. That much is for sure. Now that's well, that's a little bit rough as we have the Hellions getting turned around again. The queens there will be there to keep the Hellions at bay. Hellions come back over. Queens will start to take a few shots of damage. Gonna go back and forth once again. The Hellions end up backing it up. A few more queens gonna come across too. Let's have our Hellions regathering. I mean, again, still a good opening. And as we open up into the Banshees, we'll see if the Banshees can find some damage as well to kind of extend on what we've already seen. Hellions just gathering on this third base, as we do have the lair coming up. A couple more drones on the way in as well. So a little bit of all of that already coming through. Bench fires. I'm just going to get a few more shots off, so we'll get in here and already put some damage onto this hatch. Queens will be here, pushing the Banshees away to the right-hand side. A few more drones coming up. The Evo chambers are coming by as well. Again, a little bit extra coming out of all of this. Roaches get here to push those Hellions out, and we do see already some drones going down. That's 2 workers killed. Gonna find 5. Gonna find maybe more than that as well. 7 for the moment. He's gonna sit at 7. And Reynor just cannot keep workers alive this game. Banshee's in the main, very nearly getting a queen. Gonna go for the queen and running into range off with a spore for a couple of shots, but it was worth it. The queen is going to fall. I think it's fair to say that this is trouble across the board here for Reynor. This game is just taking worse turn after worse turn. It is not improving in the slightest. As 1-1 missile upgrades and carapace upgrades continue to come on through. Tractor gets cancelled up. The missile and the carapace upgrades keep on coming in. 1-1 upgrades coming through. The stim pack already finished. Now combat shield is on the way. Our armory coming up here as well here from Clem too, so we're just going to bring that straight on in right now. As our factory also continues to produce. Roach speed is just starting on the natural. Kept that going immediately. As yeah, 1-1. And that roach speed again, just a bit of everything coming through for the moment as our medevac's going to come boosting down to the bottom right-hand side again. So they're going to make their move across down to that bottom direction. Again, the 1-1 about to finish up here on the side of Clem, so we get that done. And as Reynor plays into the roaches, this feels like a game where Clem will continue to hold a lot of control over. It might be difficult to kill someone on roaches, but you can definitely drop around. You can definitely find, you know, pokes of damage here, there, and everywhere. So that's going to be very exciting to see pan out as our Marines will go through and pick away at this spore crawler already. That will go down with immediate effect, and now some of these drones continue to be chased as well. As the roaches fire up a few more shots. Medevac still on the right side, and again it's missiles, carapace, link speed, roach speed. All the stuff coming through. Our queen still chilling out in the right. 1-2-2 coming about as well. All Marines is on the move. We're going to take the watchtower. Link speed halfway done. Roaches and Ravages coming up. Our Roaches keep on coming in here. A couple of those Marines picked off immediately. Have that link speed about to finish with the extra roaches on the way. And the hive is coming through as well, so continue to bring that by as our roaches again just going to be there. The medevacs forced to lift back up once again. But you can keep pushing in as the tanks get in position as well. You can start dealing with these roaches. Link speed about to finish up, so we have a little bit more of an engagement potential on this army with the links being able to actually run through. Clem's mostly retreating though, as that single siege tank in the center is going to get taken out. The rest of these Marines will come through, and that queen is going to be killed in the main. We just keep stimming on forwards, and a couple more roaches being knocked down as well. It's a lot of roaches that get picked away at. And the medevacs lift up once more, peeling back over the left-hand side. Baneling Nest is now building with 2-2 missile upgrades. Man, Clem's going to have 2-2 for such a long period of time before 2-2 is done from Reynor. We know Reynor's kind of playing from behind this game. You know, in fairness, he's found himself to a maxed out situation. He's still got a way to go in terms of attacking this army up into the, you know, such as the Hydrogen, the Bane Nest that we see building now. I mean, credit that it's gone to that point because he could have very easily died earlier. A lot of Zergs would have died earlier with the damage that Clem found straight away. Again, Reynor, very resilient player, and will do absolutely everything to keep himself in a game. As well, he got some SCVs here. Clem got drones elsewhere, so it is a success story all around for Clem. He was actually breaking through onto the Ravager lines, and if you lose Ravagers, you're going to have a very bad time, because Ravagers are the expensive rebuild units. You do not want to be spending all of the money on those. That is really going to become a hefty cost. Something to be very cautious of as our Roaches come through here. The Marines will be there picking those Roaches off. Now going to go find the Overlords, and back to a few more drones as well. Medevac still chilling around the bottom. Marines, Marauders, but everything continues up. Basically, upgrades continue to come through also, so again, a little bit extra over on that one. Let's just have the Marines stemming forwards once more. Spore Crawler here immediately found, and the Roaches and the Ravagers come across there one more time just to chase the Marines and Medevacs out over to that right-hand side. So away they go. Double Lurker Den from Reynor. I wonder if he just knows that he's in a little bit of a rough spot and he wants to go double upgrades ASAP. Make those Lurkers come online ASAP. Or if that Lurker Den is just a mistake, we'll find out in a sec, as you have this Bioforce pushing forwards. He built them kind of not together. It kind of makes me feel like this is more of a mistake. Maybe if he notices, he will still build both upgrades at once as Widow Mines go up. And a lot of those Roaches as we go. The Banshee's just no detection here, so they're going to get rid of a few Hydras. The transfusion to save the Hydra there, as otherwise that was going to be an easy grab. We actually do get it in the end, though. 2 Hydras killed from this. The Carapace protecting the drones from being one-shot by 2 Banshees. Two missiles is going to be finishing up very soon, as we have these Banshees back over this direction, finding a little bit more, a little extra on the line. Yeah, the 3-3 is about halfway done, so you get those upgrades into play, and that means that Clem will once again have an upgrade advantage to be working with here. Let's just see the few Hydras, the Roaches, but everything trying to again hold their ground up this ramp against that Bioforce. The mines dropping off. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. 11 drones going down. Now Bio will sit here once again. Roach Ravager taking shots. The Spore Crawler goes down as well. Another Corrosive Bile lands nearby. Ravager gets picked away at. The Bio units have to take a step back. More Lurkers set themselves up on that left-hand side out in the front. We are going to see the Lurkers pushing their way through here. A couple of Marauders going down immediately. Lincoln still chasing forwards. Marauders and Marines getting caught. A couple of Corrosive Biles to push back the Widow Mines. And Hydras and Lings still continuing up. We do have that Nidus network on the way in as well right now, so we just continue to bring that through. The Bio is going to jump onto this set of Lurkers, and again, Lurkers already going to be picked away at here. Approach is coming across. CC taking damage. Our Hatchery is very nearly going down on this left side. Reynor's position is looking as though it may be broken through, and of course losing a Hatchery going to be really again continue to increase the problems, because then you're down production, you're down economy that you likely need. Reynor's not got a massive bank to work with still. I mean, a lot of this really has just been all about Clem, and I guess that makes sense for the game that we've had played. The early game was all about Clem. The mid game has since been all about Clem. We're not really going to see a late game. I mean, 30 minutes you can sometimes argue a late game, but I mean, the Lurkers are coming out. If this does go later than it is right now, it's probably going to be all about Clem as well, because he's in still a very good position. Banshees is going to be firing a few more Lurkers. Again, picked away at Corrosive Vials. Boom, boom. So Banshee's taking damage. There's a couple of Lurkers still firing away. More of these units taking damage. More Lurkers coming out. Queens, Lings, Hydras, again, a bit of everything just continuing out for the moment. Lurkers in the main base are a big problem. This is oftentimes one of the downfalls of a Terran. Lurkers in the main can find so much value shutting down production and making it a very difficult position to fight into. We're going to need to scan immediately here to start to deal with these Lurkers as we do drop in on top of them. The Lurkers are spread out everywhere. Obviously, the Bio units get spread naturally from the dropships. The only problem I have for Reynor is that as he loses these units, there's no rebuild for him. So while he might even find an okay trade, there's just no rebuild at all, and I think this is becoming less of an okay trade over time, as well as the last couple of lurkers on their own were not making the difference. Unitas in the top should likely go down too. Reynor's not even going to stick around to see any more of this. That is just going to be GG. That is going to be Clem taking the 1-0 lead in this best of 5. So Clem getting off to the hefty 1-0 start. GG's. Alright, so Clem gets the lead in this best of 5. And side, we're going to have ourselves the blue Terran player from Team Liquid. This is going to be Clem. He finds himself up 1. Having to play on Equilibrium, has beaten his opponent on this map a few times in the last few months, but it's never a guarantee. It's never easy. He's also succumbed to him on this map. Thinking back to WTL playoffs, I believe, is on the top right at Red Zerg is Reynor. Did he lose on this map to Reynor initially in WTL playoffs? I think he might have done, but then he won on the rematch, I think. Maybe, possibly. Team number 2. So, obviously second map of the series. Wait to see a little bit of what exactly will be going on. And the hatch straight in position again, overload getting set up. Hatch, gas, and pool all in the way for the moment. As we do have again a couple of dronies on the way out. A little bit of everything coming on in. Drone just going to go back over to the extractor for a couple of moments. Just going to get in position on that one. Go back and forth a little bit. And drop the CC down onto the natural as well. We get that into position straight away. And hatch, gas, and pool. And everything coming up for the moment. Obviously not expecting anything overly crazy on the Zerg side of things on this map. Hatch coming through, the couple queens are producing. Alright, we'll start a flame. A couple lings gonna get chased away. Drone's gonna be hanging out here. Again, the queen's the hatch, but everything coming through. We're just gonna fight away. A couple of those lings getting picked away at. And again, the queen. Drop down a creep tumor at the front to begin with. Queen goes down. Queen gets bobbed backwards. Link speed still coming up. Yeah, just bring that hatch through. That link speed coming in. A couple more Hellions coming about. Link's going to get back onto this set of rocks, just opening up this space, opening up this area in general. Queens are there, maybe getting pushed back. We do have our link speed still coming through, and again, the Hellions are building from Clem also. So we just get those Hellions coming out, obviously the more of those. I mean, obviously, if you could get a start like last game, that would be incredible. Rhino's much closer to link speed this time. The Hellions are going to get by, though. The Lings initially do die. So 2 Hellions to try and make a difference in the main, blocking the Evo chambers. That does mean that the attempt to deny these Hellions getting deeper onto the drones is going to be unsuccessful, and 3 workers die immediately. Going to get all the way through, looking for worker kill number 4, and 4 is the golden number in this situation, as that's 4 drones dead. That will be it for the moment. Well, the Barrier just continues to build on in. The rest of these things are going to come over. They're just going to go chase down that Hellion. So a little bit of a shame because the first 2 Hellions going down is probably fine for what was done. Now we're starting to give up extra Hellions for free. The more problematic this is, and it's just going to be seeing our drones continue to come about. A couple queens are coming through. And our queen's just going to drop down more creep teamers to the bottom side. Our Liberator is about to finish. Our Marine's still on the way out. Stimpak is coming through too. Again, Stim is on the way up. A couple of queens coming about. The spores are on the way in. Queens are there and just going to be having our queens taking a little bit of a beating. Bang, bang, bobbity bop. Obviously, Reynor has not yet stretched out to the gold. It's going to be his 4th base now. Some players even take that as a 3rd. But this is him just saying, I can take it now as a 4th fairly safely and fairly convincingly. That's the most important thing to him. Not trying to do this too soon. Not trying to do this earlier than he can get away with. And leaving himself exposed to take damage and then never getting the chance to take advantage of the gold. One upgrade still coming through. The Stimpak's about to finish up. The Evo Chim's coming in. Hellions again going to grab a creep tumor over on the edge. And again, just Clem with the early harassing units continue to set up. But as long as Reynor stays fairly stable here, gets that gold base mining, the signs are looking bright for our Zergy. Because the length of this map, the size of this map can make it very hard for Terran to push in and end things. But the setup of the map does allow the Terran to camp a little bit and to play that late game if you do so wish. That is also going to be something of a factor. He's come through. Another creep teamer goes down. More drones taking some shots on that right side. One more melee upgrade still coming through. The extra lings coming out as well. Ling's still chilling. Just going to be seeing our lings moving through. The Marines and the medevacs going to be coming boosting through the top side. As those lings may want to run across all the way to that left-hand side. Try and get joined up. Queen's going to be here. Alien's taking damage. He's going to go rocking in. 3 drones going down. Liberator still firing. Marines are going to pull back. The ling's in trouble. Wouldn't connects for a few lings as well. The drops are dealing some damage. 5 workers down already. Make it 6. I'm about to finish up his 1-1 upgrades as well, so he's going to get a little bit better with these attacks because his units are about to trade even more efficiently in the next couple of moments. That's going to be a big plus in the right direction. Mr. Baines is getting morphed in. Again, that combat shield coming on the line. Marines and medevac still on the way through. Marines are there, target down one Baneling immediately. Another Baneling gets picked off. The rest of these lings still gathering up. He's going to come by. He's immediately going to catch this Overlord. So Overlord goes down. Widowmine's still trying to find a shot. We line up a hit onto these Queens. The Queens are going to be the next to take a big chunk of damage. Queens still taking shots for the moment. We go back and forth. A few lings being picked away at. Queens still trying to fight on through. And melee upgrades coming online. The drilling claw is going to be here. The Banes are just going to get to crash into Marines. That's a fantastic job of it. The rest of these Marines now come in again. It's another Queen that's immediately in trouble. The rest of these lings are running in one more time. And Clem is definitely taking the edge at the start of Equilibrium. He's starting to do what Clem does, which is just attack in so many places, throw you off your game as the Zerg, and just make it very tough for you as Reynor to really ever stabilize and to take a proper stronghold kind of footing in the game. Failing crashes, but only for a couple of Marines at the front that got hurt but not going down. We lift up here, we let the Widow Mines do some work, and the mine shots are very good. Every single one hitting multiple. As the drop in the main base was not so great with the medevac's already low, they very nearly went down. Not quite in the end. You have the As these Marines unload once again. Wouldn't mind unloaded. Loaded back up right there. The Lings gonna finish off a Marine in the M2. Infestation Pit is on its way out. T2 coming in, Overlord Speed is coming up, the Burrow is going to be starting up as well after Marines continue to stem on forward, and we do have a couple of creep teams going to take some damage. Wouldn't mind Will Burrow. Disgusting Wouldn't mind shots, man. They were huge connections down over here. 18 and 6 kills. The second one didn't do much, but only because there wasn't much to kill afterwards. They cancel the base, and Clem definitely continued to put himself in a good spot. Target fires down this Baneling as well. The rest of these Zerglings now being picked away at 2. A hatchery in the bottom right corner. We load up, we back away. The Widowmine about to finish recharging is going to go back onto some of these Lings. They stacked up a little further just then, so the Widowmine again finding value. 14 kills. That was 8 extra kills on that one single shot. And damage done, man. Flying bait is going to be coming over. Another Widowmine hit coming on through. These Marines is going to stand their ground. There's a Cowpraise upgrade advantage. About to be 2-2 advantage actually from Reynor, so maybe a bit of a momentum swing on some of these fights. What could Reynor really do with that? He really could do with that, as we just have the Lingbane Hydra continue to join up together. The T2 still over halfway done. Marines and Mines up around the top, and we walk onto some Burrowed Banes. We kind of scan them so they don't blow up properly, and the Widowmines tank some of the damage, but that means none of the Widowmines actually get a shot off during this fight. As Reynor's starting to again take a bit more of a handle on this situation. Again, the 2-2 finishing for Clem will help him even in these upgrades. A big deal. Reynor, he's on Hive. He can start 3-3. He can start Adrenal Glands. These are upgrades that are very important for him the deeper this game goes. He starts Seismic Spines as well, as he does get 3-3 going. So prioritizing that switch into Lurkers that is on the way through. Again, just going to be seeing the Infestor and 15 more Banes continue to produce our Marines, and Mines continue to try and press forward. Again, we've had so many good mine shots already here for Clem in this game. Can they continue to find some good damage this time? Maybe not quite so. They were pretty good, weren't they? Still clearing up the front lines. This Reynor was already set to retreat, but obviously running in, then deciding to have to retreat away is not exactly ideal either. Bane Hunter just set spread out. This network on the way through. The couple Infestors are building 3-3 melee and Carapace upgrades, producing on in as well. As our bio gets back down to the south, and still seeing the rest of this Bioforce moving about up on the top. The Helion's going to connect, and that's what Reynor needs. Some of these Burrowed Banes to deliver some connections. Use those as a momentum breaker, right? Use those to break down what Clem has been able to get done thus far. And to really just give you another shot at this game where things were definitely, starting to slip away from you as Reynor. You've definitely stabilized now. Bio drops off. Knight is going to be taking some shots. We do have ourselves the 3-3 upgrades. Adrenal Glands coming through as well. Marines, Ghosts, Mines, again, a bit of everything coming forwards. You are going to see the Lurking Infestors. Nice scan. Catches one. Sees the next one before we get caught in the fungal. It lands, but maybe not super massively compared to what it could have been. So good scans from Clem. The Kremchen realizing what was about to happen. Perhaps so he knocked down a bunch of these Banelings. And Clem is going to be able to push through this force, or this wave of the army, without too many problems. Although then he walks into a couple of Banes, and the supply will drop from Clem. Money not right there for him right now. He's spending a lot of money on upgrades and, CCs and just infrastructure in general. So not a lot of instant rebuild and money. And the fact that this set of units is lost on his side of the map is troublesome, because that means you can immediately jump on bases here as Reynor. And it looks as though Reynor, after a very tough game, absolutely going to put himself right on the correct track once again. 30 new banes coming up. Adrenal gland's about to be done, and I get the feeling we are going to be able to push through a whole lot more still. Most banes do get completed. A couple Marines still nibbling at the Nidus. Marines are going to stem it up. Nidus will already take some damage. It will fall. Planetary Fortress fighting away. We do have a lot of the Lings getting picked away at as well. The Banelings trying to come through. The Bio will continue to kite backwards. Another Infestor dropping the fungal growth. These Banelings have to come running forward once again. Another group of Lings getting absolutely decimated in that process. And these Banes is going to try and boost across over to that left-hand side. Before we knock down a bunch more SCVs, the Hydras are just going to come through. A couple Widow Mines, Marines, Ghosts, everything going to just try and hold. But even if you clean up this tiny little bit of leftover, the reinforcements of Reynor are already looking good. And he is going to be in commanding position here as Clem does not have the economy to rebuild and to replace. And so, you know, the scan coming down. Hydra Bane still producing up as Reynor gets ready for another round of it. But again, I think Clem notices, hey, look, what am I really meant to do here? Not much I can really get done at all. GG's. And that means we're tied 1-1. We will get into game number 3 of this best of 5. In the bottom right corner, our red Zerg from Basilisk is Reynor. Taking on the blue Terran in the upper left from Team Liquid. It is Clem. Game number 3 of this best of 5. As our Overlord will begin to head out onto the map to the upper left-hand side. Overlord heading to the upper left, so yes, I'll set up here for a few moments, figure out what exactly is going to be going on in this one. Figure out what the plans are going to be from these two. As hey, Lucky, thank you so much for the 43-month resub. SCV coming about, heading through the middle. Down to that bottom right side. All these early stages till we get up and rolling. Look to see what will happen here. Once again, we make our way across all the early stages. I'll look to see what we're going to get up to. Good job in Poland, thank you. Glad you enjoyed it. Fun to be part of another Katowice. There's a CV. Patrolling around, Reaper coming over. Just heading down to the bottom right. And heading into the main base. Reaper comes over, Ling speed's coming through, a couple Queens and drones all on the way out. Yeah, there's Reaper coming in, and a couple shots on the Ling's already taking damage. And it goes down on the ramp. Queen gonna take a shot or two. Ling speed still coming up as well. They're on the way up. CC. Starport. A little bit of everything coming through as that grenade. Reaper trying to get away. Ling's coming over the left-hand side. Lat going through. Drones on the way. Another Queen coming up as extra Hellions and a Starport coming through as well. CC is also in production. couple of Hellions still gathering around in the center. Overlord overhead. These Hellions will make their way down to the bottom right-hand side, so away they go. Looking for a little bit of opportunity, perhaps. Heading straight across. The Queens are going to be there, however. Just going to say nuh-uh to the access of those Hellions. As the Spire continues in. The hatchery, 2 more extractors. All of these on the way for the moment. Pretty chill start so far. The fast Spire, though, is very different from Reynor to the usual expectations, so something a little different here for sure. Hellions whack onto the hatchery. Spire coming up. And it's trying to get back around to the front, but not going to find too much opportunity right there. You have those Queens still going to come over, and again, Hellions push back once more. Stim back, Liberator on the way in. Spire and drones are coming out also. As these Hellions get back to the front, Queens are going to be here. Hellions taking some shots. And a couple of barracks on the way. For Clem as well. It's just bringing up a little bit of everything so far. Spire is about to finish. What's about to be done. All of these Hellions out down to the south side. As hatchery gets to complete. The Hellions are going to try and slip in. They could get past the Queens, but it's obviously risky. The Lings are on that high ground. Doesn't make sense to really commit to that. We're flying into the natural with the Liberator. We actually cancel the Spore Crows. The Lib takes a lot of damage on the way in here. And these Hellions are just now going to go and sit on the hatch here instead. Lib does siege on the natural in the end. Queen will finish it off though. Unlike Clem to kind of lose the Liberator so soon. Of course, Clem getting to see the Spire during this, telling him that mutas are on the way, so he gets full scouting, full confirmation of exactly what is taking place. That is where we currently sit as the mutas continue in. The Hellions going to show up once again. A couple of drones already beginning to go down. Again, plus 1 flyer attack coming out. The mutas are on the way through. The drones are all building. And our 1-1 upgrades are still building on the side of Clem as well, as we continue to get that on the way. And Marines still chilling on the natural expansion. The missile turret building as well. Marines continue to gather up. Our mutas may be thinking about a dive into the natural here, but not quite just yet, as our Marines pull further back, and the Lings and mutas will dive through. Lings fighting against a lot of those SCVs. It's 5 workers killed. The mutas escape around the left-hand side. One combat shields. Again, those units coming through there. Evo chambers gets set up down on the front, and we do see another Widow Mine shot or 2 coming off these mutas. 5 SCVs, but taking a couple muta losses as well. I mean, that's 5 mutas down. Hard to really see this as a success story. A game where Reynor's been low on drones because of the investment in mutas. He's going to be low on the follow-up units as well, and follow-up upgrades are all going to be lacking. Let's fly in. Debo taking some shots. I'm just going to see the rest of our 1-1 and combat shields continuing through hatchery. Dropping down to the 4th base, and the mutas again here going to get in. SCV picked off. We cancel up the factory as well. Marines get the Overlord will go down. The rest of the mutas still flying about on the bottom side and continue to just see Reynor using these to try and get back in the game. But this does feel as though it's going to become very scary very soon. Clem with a 1-1 upgrade lead is going to have a huge margin to try and create some fights in which Reynor is not going to be able to trade well. Reynor does not have Baneling Nest. Never mind Baneling Speed, he doesn't have a Baneling Nest yet. It's still building. So these are the reasons why Reynor is going to be falling into more and more trouble in my eyes. His position in this game is getting to be really quite concerning. As the extra mutas come up, the melee upgrade still coming through. Plus 2 flyer attacks is on the way as well, so really trying to improve those mutas in any way which we can. Marines in the center already going to come across here. We've got Marines on the right side as well. Again, with a supply lead, this push from Clem is already looking golden. Try and take the lead back in this best of 5. He had it after game 1, looking to find it again here in game 3. As the going gets tough for Reynor. Like I say, these next few moments do not seem super promising for him. I'm feeling sick. Jesus, the Observer just went into crazy mode. So the Marines on the right side trying to poke around. The Marines on the left with the Widow Mines coming around as well. Going to take down a couple creep tumors on the way. So we really do keep on stemming down to the south. And Flings, Mutas, Banelings getting set up. Not a lot of Marines here, right? Like, not a ton of Marines. And again, there's not a lot of Banes. And 2 of the 3 Banelings that were ready got shot down by mines already. Right side hatchery will fall, so no 5th base allowed. And this base may go down too, in which case if you get reset back down to 3 bases, that ain't fun. Target fires all the Banelings 2 times over. I mean, they don't have Bane speed. It may not be the most impressive plays. It's still cool to see. Very satisfying to see 1, 2, 3, 4 gone. 1, 2, 3, 4 gone again. And that's just going to be these Marines continue to fight. As, again, we knock Reynor down to 3 bases. That alone is going to be painful for a Zerg player who is now going to struggle to keep up in production, keep up in economy. Clem is just going to reinforce, and he may not have an upgrade lead right now, but he will at some point have an upgrade lead again should he feel the need for it. So that too could be a factor as we move into the center. A couple creep demons already knocking their way through. It's back around the left-hand side again. +2 flyer attack is about to finish. +2 carapace coming up. Must be Banes wrapping up as well. He's just going to dive to the left-hand side. There's this big push at Clem, though, that I think is going to be the problem for Reynor. He finally has himself that Baneling speed and everything, but he gets a few more Banes up. We're moments away from 2-2, so Clem doesn't have that on his side just yet. The Widow Mines get rid of pretty much every Baneling, so that will pretty much seal the deal. Now there's nothing to really stop Clem from attacking. If you can't stop Clem attacking, this game is pretty much done. Banes roll into a Widow Mine. There's no more on the way. Clem is going to take this one down 2-1 in his favor over Reynor now after winning out on site Delta. Clem needs one. The top right-hand side, the blue Terran player up 2-1 now in the best of 5. It is Team Liquid's Clem battling Basilisks, Reynor, the red Zerg in the bottom left, Solaris. Our deciding map potentially. One map to rule them all. In terms of Clem, obviously Reynor, you win this, and then you got to play one more map still. See how this goes. Oh, Hatchgasm Pool, nothing too quirky straight away. Again, Reynor has not been afraid again to come out with some weirder stuff, so we'll see how things continue to go. And the Hatchgasm Pool, all coming up. ICV gonna run by as the Overlord comes overhead. Going to the upper right-hand side to see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, a couple queens, a few lings, all of those continuing out for the moment. So again, a little bit of everything currently on the way through to get ourselves settled in for the long haul on this one. SCV still patrolling. Reaper's going to come across, just taking a position. Moving through, Reaper will fight against a few of those lings in the front, so again, looking for a little bit of damage on all of that. Reaper will drop a grenade in. Drone's going to get bopped around. Spore Crawler goes down as well. That is going to be this drone turning back onto the mineral line. Couple CCs continue up. Ling speed is on the way. Reaper continues to fight, and the Ling is still taking damage. So yeah, that link speed on the way through. Again, the Queen just chilling. The Reaper's going to try and find a way in, potentially. Poking around at the front. 2 Queens, 3 drones, bit of everything on the way up right now. This creep team is coming out as well. Reaper taking some shots. The Queen gets some hits off there. And you move our way into this natural where another Queen shows up as well. Queens in combo trying to push back that Reaper. Shut that down, chase it away. Gets back into the main base though, and it's going to get active straight away, trying to fire it up. Link speed is about to be done, so again, that link speed completed. Again, Queen is there, push those Hellions away a little bit. Still seeing our tech lab coming through. Hellions and the Liberator continuing out. The drones will move from the main down to the low ground. And those few Hellions still just chilling to the south. Again, a couple of Queens coming across. The Overlords are building. Liberator about to finish up with the Stimpak coming in as well. Gonna fire away, and we do see Grenade going down to bop those Queens away. So again, chasing things away right there. A couple barracks still coming through from Clem, and here on Solaris, it's been a much more solid defense all around from Reynor. There's not been Hellions really seeping through or anything along those lines. You see our Hellions firing away. Queens will just be taking some shots. Ling's getting pushed back. That's going to be honestly not a bad trade. So once again, these Hellions are doing decently right now. The drone's already being picked away at. The Queens are going to fire. And we do still see our Hellions fighting. The Ling's going down. Another Queen dropping already. As we continue to chase forwards, the Lings are going to run in after those Hellions, really looking to get the wraparound. Evolution chambers are still building through. The armor upgrades coming through. The Stimpak's coming up as well. I mean, again, for Clem, he's just getting himself in position. We did finally lose out on these Hellions, and cleanup is reasonable for Reynor. Liberator went down as well during all of this, and now another Hellion drops, so I'm losing a lot of the map control that his units give him in these early stages. Going to be missing out on that slightly. As we do have a little bit more creep, just creeping on out onto the map. Again, 1-1, combat shields, couple extra barracks coming in, the Widow Mines as well, all coming through. Armory is already building on the side of Clem, so he gets that started. From the Hellion just going to fight the few Lings, going to try and chase after those couple of units, as we do see a couple of SCVs going to start going down. 3 workers dropped already. Reaper and Hellion are good to turn that around. So far, 1-1 upgrades, combat shield goes in with those pretty much straight away, so getting those upgrades on the way out. As the Marines and Medivac still chilling up to the top, we get more Lings, melee upgrades, and the Bane speed coming through as well right now. Viking Medivac continues to come through. And 1 upgrades continue to come about here. That means that Clem will have that upgrade lead for a few seconds. Needs to try and be smooth moving into 2-2. Gets attack started, is missing the gas to start up the armor upgrade, however. The mines will begin to burrow. Marines are going to dive forward. A couple of these Banes. Starting to take some drops. Widow Mine connections good as well as we lift back into Medevacs. Another Widowmine getting fully surrounded here. Still got that Hydra Den infestation pit. Things that can accelerate Reynor into the later stages of the game, which, to be fair, his creep spread and base layout is already saying, I'm ready to play a longer game. I'm happy to go into these later stages if necessary. Mine shot fires, couple Lings go down, the Banes will join up as well. On the bottom right side, a little skirmish has one that Clem can push away. This group of Marines able to successfully deny the Lings from coming across that area. So Clem's trying to systematically work his way through creep spread and just open up the map in general, right? If you can open up the map, create some space for yourself, you know, it just gives yourself options later. I mean, it's starting to get scary. It's not the biggest of maps, but creep already through the middle of it. It's just hard to see where Clem will be able to pin, you know, to punch through into. I guess here is one of those positions where this very forward base doesn't have a lot of creep in front of it from the top side, so Clem can get towards the base very easily and force a response out of Reynor while being close enough to back away off a creep. He doesn't need it, though, as he targets down each and every Bane lane on creep right now. Simming forward, we need some more Banes to show up right now. Reynor, without Banes, we cannot deal with this. Clem does not go after the drones. He settles for the hatchery, denying the rich Vespene gas available in the central base here, and Clem gets out. As well, that was a very successful fight. He gets the kill bottom right side as well, so he does find himself multiple bases. That's base 5 and 6 of Reynor, so, you know, 4 base Zerg isn't terrible, but as the Terran is going up to 5 bases himself, you don't really want to be held back on 4 bases, which is kind of starting to happen. Marines come through, a couple more of these troop teamers keep on going down. We knocked down a bunch of them already. The Lurker Den still coming up, extra Lings, 2-2 melee upgrades all coming through. Gonna drop one more scan out into the center. Hive still coming through. The melee upgrades. That Carapace, like I said, still coming along right there. As our bio will continue to set up. Widowmine's gonna fire up on a bunch of these Lings. Continue to kind of just fire it up right there and to get a little bit extra done. Ling Bane Hydra thinking about pushing forwards on the bottom side. Clem is making a dive through once again. We'll check in on that in a little bit as we do have the Marines loading back into Medevacs. Away they go. Going to escape right back out of there as that bio comes through. Just going to go knock away at this Evo chamber. TC coming up, just going to see the SCVs transferred to that bottom right hand side. We are still pressing forwards. Flings, Queens, Banes, Hydras trying to all come through. Fire Force will continue in. The Ling Bane still wanting to try and get over here. Have that seismic spines not far from being done, as again the Lings are going to run forward with the Bane Hydra in tow. Chasing this army up to the top. So a lot of these Banes getting knocked down. A couple of Widowmines will burrow up also. So I've seen a few Marines just kind of firing away. And a lot more of those Lings being knocked down. The Overseer in the sky gets picked away at. We all continue to push on through. This hatchery in the center is going to be in some pretty hefty trouble. Widowmine shots all across the Ling Bane Hydra. The Marines going to have to keep backing it up as well. Baneling is still getting busted down. Clem taking a supply lead as he runs into the natural at the same time. This is another dead hatchery. Reynol's genuinely going to have, you know, mining and lava problems very soon because he continues to lose out from just bases around the map. I was going to say maybe this medevac a little bit sooner could have jumped into the main base to extend this attack. He didn't choose to do so in the end. As we now go back to the top side where Clem is still pressuring towards the center of the map and into this forward base of our Zerg. Couple of Banes picked away at. As the Ling's going to try and run forward. Bane's still going to be taken down by these Widowmines, which continue to drop back into position as well. That's upgrade coming through. The extra Lings in production. And Widowmine's going to get busted through. Another Widowmine shot goes off. A few more Lings going down. The Bioforce will continue to set up into the center. And Nidus Network in the main as well. Also getting into position there. actually gonna get these lurkers out. It's a big deal. I talked about it in the first game of this series. Clem was far enough ahead there for these lurkers to not really find the opportunities they were looking for, but this is rough, you know. These are not easy things to deal with, and they're already on top of the production. SCVs, for some reason over here, get taken down in an instant. Clem's going to try and drop on top of them again. They're just going to escape away into the Nidus network, so... that one guy, don't leave him, Clem. Well, I guess he's busy. He's got to go deal with the other attack elsewhere. Reynor dragging himself back into this. Factory getting pushed back. The orbital command taking damage. Lurkers firing Bioons, taking damage, +1 missiles, and the adaptive talons continues through. A bunch more lings still coming up as well, so we get all of that on the way. Again, Ling Bane coming over. Another Baneling gets knocked down already. Bio trying to hold on this high ground. At least, hey, Reynor's taking down a base here and made some good progress onto the map. Pretty big deal. Does a lot for you so far. Hydras. Banes continue to gather together. 3 extra lurks continue to get set up. We do have Lings still on the way out here. The Knight is continuing through as well. Ghost in the front, gonna get knocked down. Couple Widow Mines. Then again, surrounded. Bio actually gonna be able to get rid of a lot right there, so that's gonna be pretty darn decent. Lurkers are going to get wrapped around. Just going to be seeing the rest of the Bio trying to come through. Going to jump on top of these Lurkers. Trying to clean them all out. Again, +3 Carapace still coming up. Ling Hydra still coming through. We have got ourselves Reynor up at 180 supplied to the 168 of Clem. Definitely taking steps back in this game. Able to re-establish his bases during this as well is one of the big things that's really happened in the last little while. Getting those bases back online has been a big step in the right direction. So... that has been a major plus. And Lurkers get burrowed up once again. He's running around. He's gonna go jump onto Refinery. A couple of SCVs being picked off. Lings and Lurkers coming around. Lurkers actually finding a way onto the Bio. 4 SCVs that have gone down so far. Rest of the Bio getting active. Couple Lings being picked away at. Lurkers still going after the Planetary Fortress. Mine shots all over the place as you still see those Lurkers pushing this back, and I mean, Reynor definitely just having so much more control over this than what he once had. SCV still trying to repair up, and just seeing how Lurker still flying away. The rest of the Banes into the bottom right-hand side. Ling, Bane, Hydra, Lurker. Joined up together, going to get ready for a jump onto this Planetary Fortress. Until Planetary we go. Those Banes are going to roll into this mineral line. A lot of SCVs knocked down there. 17 workers falling. Snipe, snipity snipe on a bunch of the Lurkers as well, by the way. So the Lurkers getting taken down with extreme effect. Now we jump onto this Planetary Fortress. This is the next target here from Reynor. Try and break through another position here on the map as the Planetary is going to begin falling. Those Lurkers will put the work in. That will get knocked down. Position will be opened up. Again, Lurker still chilling. Hatchery straight down to the bottom. +2 melee, +2 missiles, all on the way up. Lings and the Infestors building as well, so we get that continuing to be brought along. We got those +2 upgrades coming by. A few more Banes, a few more Lurkers coming up. +3 armor about to finish on the side of Clem. And Ling Hydra going to run over to the right as these Lurkers already putting some damage in. Shots coming through, a couple Widowmine hits going in. Line shots all over the place. Creep team is going down. More Widow Mines being picked off. Going to dive forward to get rid of the Queen. Now jumping into a few of these drones. 11 of them going down. The hatchery will get picked off as well. 14 workers taken down for the moment. I think it's just going to jump onto a couple of these Widow Mines immediately. And Lynx continue to come through. Ooh, we do lose a medevac. Problem is, Reynor losing bases once again is going to take away so much of what he needs. As we have the plus 2 missiles and melee again still finishing up for him, but it starts to feel as though he's going to need some of these infestors to really land some fungals or something, because Clem is controlling this army supply situation in a major way. It's honestly not even really close right now. It looks as though Reynor may have this best of 5 to slip in out of his grasp, with Clem already 2-1 up already. Fire pushes forward. Lurkers will take a few more hits. This medevac is going to go to the top. And this is going to run through 6 SCVs, 7 SCVs already going down. A bunch of workers going down there. There's Orbital Command is going to be dropping. And again, Reynor at least taking out a base himself. But he's still got the entire Terran army on the other side to go and deal with. That is still a problem. That's still something to be done. Another challenge across the board here. Seeing our Banes continue to come through. The rest of this army coming across. The Burrow coming up as well. And again, Lean Bane Hunter continues to come through. There's the Bioforce coming in once again, jumping onto that hatch. Medevac's going to come back over. Widow Mine is going to go off for a Ling. Exciting stuff as we just see the fungal growth catching from the top side. So a little bit more damage done over here. The rest of this Ling Hydra still gathering together. So again, bringing all of that through for a little while. Going to be seeing the Bioforce coming in. A couple of those. Look, they're still going down. Medevac's load up once again. And figure out where they are going to go, what their plan is going to be. Next little while. It is still Clem with just again that supply lead that is not sinking back at any point so far. Well, I mean, these are again the moves you can make as Reynor. The ability to kind of come down across and get active. And just kind of, you know, trying to slow Clem down. I mean, if you can't fight the army straight up, that's probably your better bet for the most part, right? But I think at the end of the day, we can kind of see that this is not really going anywhere. GG's Clem 3, Reynor 1. Clem is your winner of the ESL Open Cup 2.